Andrew McCart, IFLTV. I'm here with Mr. Eddie Hearn. Eddie, what the heck just happened there?
Yeah, this is really, I think, time. I mean, look, I think the decision was correct. Both cuts were bad. Jack's was actually much worse. But these are the kind of times where actually you want to hear from the referee just to explain what happened. Because for me, the doctors came over to the corner of Jack Catterall. The referee went over to the corner of Jack Catterall first. He inspects the cut. Jack gets up to start the round. Then he goes over to check on Harlem Eubank. Now, if you're stopping the cut because of Jack Catterall, you don't need to go over to Harlem Eubank. You stop the fight there. But then he went over to Harlem Eubank, and the doctor over there got up on the ring apron and started talking to the ref, pointing towards the corner, and then he stopped the fight. That's why I got in the ring and said, "What's the decision?" He said, "The fight stopped, it's going to scorecards." I said, "Yeah, but whose cut are you stopping it for?" And he said, "Both cuts." I said, "But you weren't, because you left Jack Catterall's corner to go and check out Harlem Eubank's cut. If you were going to stop the fight because of Catterall's cut, you would have stopped it there." It doesn't really matter, because I think it was the right decision, but it would be always nice at that point to get some clarity as to, like, for me, you can't really say I stopped it because of both, because if Catterall's cut was bad enough to stop, you would have inspected his cut like you did and gone like that. But you didn't. He got up to carry on, and then you went over to Harlem. It doesn't matter, because we went to scorecards and we won anyway. But yeah, it was interesting. I think sometimes, just like I said, that you guys quiz us after the fight. I think for sometimes it would be good, and I don't think Bob Williams' decision was actually wrong. But just to say, this is what happened, and this is how it played out. Do you know what I mean?
We're not going to get that, though, are we?
No, you never do. But then, are they going to have to answer to every decision, every scorecard? It's difficult, but I don't think the decision was wrong. It was just, I couldn't really make out who was getting stopped, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Well, that old saying in boxing where styles make fights. Now, that was a clash of styles, maybe at the wrong end of the spectrum. It didn't quite gel as what I think some people might have thought it was going to gel that well, because they're both counter punches. But what did you expect?
The last two rounds was starting to gel. Jack, I felt like, needed to be more aggressive, and when he was actually having good success, particularly in the round where they stopped the fight. And for me, Harlem's very tricky. I mean, he doesn't really want to engage. He's moving around a lot. He's very awkward. He's jumping in. He's herky-jerky. And it takes you a little bit of a while to get hold of that. And for Jack, sometimes he was trying to be too clean with his work. Sometimes against that type of fighter, you've got to walk him down and just beat him up anywhere. Arms, chest, head, body. It doesn't really matter.
You mentioned Paddy Donovan, Crocker winner for Catterall.
Yeah, I mean, look, Jack really is going to be looking for a big fight at 147 now. He's going to be ranked in probably the top 10 of both governing bodies. The division is red hot right now. You've got some tremendous fighters. And obviously with Boots moving up and likely to vacate, Paddy Donovan against Lewis Crocker becomes for that World Championship spot. The winner of that fight is going to be looking for big fights, and big fights domestically, or big fights, Ireland against England and so forth, and internationally. And you've got Gearsov as well, who was supposed to fight Boots for the Super Championship. So the division is red hot, and it'll be our job now. Jack will be out for quite a long time with a cut, but after that, try and land that big fight.
I know you're pressed for time, Eddie, so I want to quickly run down this card. Leo Atang.
Yeah.
Now, everyone's saying the next AJ. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, I mean, look, I was so nervous for him tonight, because you're fighting a guy that, look, he's just a journeyman, but he can whack a bit. And I spoke to Dave Allen this morning, who fought that guy, and he goes, "Yeah, he hurt me." He said he can really punch, and I'm like, what the hell? And I thought just Leo. I mean, he sold so many tickets as well, and massive response all around the arena for him, and a very, very talented heavyweight, light on his feet, great shot selection, the body punching as well. It was the combination punching that was so impressive, especially from someone who's 18. So brilliant from him. Really proud of Joe Caldina, because he came back, he chose that fight, which was a really tough fight to come back to. And it's one of those fights that, like, if after 6 rounds you don't fancy it anymore, you can go the other way. And he dug in there, bit down on his gum shield and got the win. Aqib Fiaz, Alex Murphy, great fight. Pat Brown, sensational, just demolished him in a round, and that was supposed to be the step up. I think this guy beats most domestic cruiserweights now, but he's quite right. He's a third fight, but this guy is a massive ticket seller who's going to fill this place, even for British cruiserweight titles. I said earlier, imagine Pat Brown against Alloys, in a 6 months or 12 months, like that would fill this place up. And he's a tremendous talent, great prospect.
Will Crawler first defeat?
Yeah, I mean, before the bell, Alfie Middle missed good win. Sky Nicholson looked really good. Obviously, a lower level opposition, but good to go in and let her hands go and be a bit spiteful at 122. Crawler just was off the ball tonight. Even early on, you can just see, didn't feel like the balance was great. There wasn't as much snap in the punches, and a great win for his opponent as well. It was a step up, but he's got to be beating those levels. So it's going to be a painful defeat. He's going to have to lick his wounds, work harder, come back, and go from there.
Eddie, won't keep you much longer. Thanks as always, and I'll see you in the next one.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Eddie.